Welcome to day 13 of Decode That Pattern, a 30 days pattern making challenge where we get to decode different pattern in different textbooks. And right now we're talking about the patterns in Helen Armstrong textbook, which is called Pattern Making for Fashion Design. And in today's video, we're going to see how to draft the front pattern. This is Margaret Ofasia. You can call me Margaret, and I'm going to be your tutor. So let's go. So for the front, we're still maintaining this line, maintaining this particular line here, which is the side depth or side length from the waist to the hip. Okay, so this particular line continues. Okay, so on this line now we're going to find our hip arc for the front. Hip arc for the front is 10 inches. 10 inches is here, so I can actually draw my line straight to indicate that this is the center front line. Okay, so on the waistline, you're going to find your waist arc for the front. Waist arc for the front is 7.5 inches. So you can see I'm measuring from what the center front. You measure from here to the side. This is actually your side. So you measure from here to the side. So from the center front line, you measure to find the waist measurement for me is 7.5. That's the waist arc for the front, 7.5. Then I'll be adding extra 1.5 inches for that intake, which is here. So this is the replacement of the dart I will take later. Okay, so I already know the dart I want to take. So you can go to the chart, just like I said earlier, to know your own dart intake. So you can connect. This is where the hip starts from. So you're connecting from here. So make sure it flows in. So once you're done with that, you're going to find your dart placement measurement. For me, it is 3.5. So from here, I'll find my 3/4 of an inch dart for the first dart. I'll give a 1 inch or 1.5 inches space. Okay, let's do 1/4 inch space. Then you take another one here. So this and this, my dart intake, this and this, my dart intake. So for the front, you come down by 3.5 inches. So let's work with 3.5. That's what the text says. Let's see how it's going to turn out. So you're going to square that up. So first of all, let's find the midpoint of that intake. 3/4 should be around here. Yep. And I'll find that of this one around here. Okay. So I'm just going to find what that point is and mark it down at that 3.5, which is here. So it's giving me 338 about here. So I'll find out of this other one. I have 578, and I'll mark that here again, 578 inches here. So I'm doing this so that I'll have a straight dart when I mark. So I'm going to use the marker. Okay. So that's the dart intake for the front. So you can see this is the back, center back. It goes up for me. Depends on you, your own body type. So now I told you that we have the waist to hip for the front. So it depends on the shape of the person. You know, some persons have protruding stomach. So for persons that have protruding stomach, the waist to hip that you got for the side cannot be the same thing with that of the center front. That's the front that you measure. So if you go all the way from the waist, you might have about maybe 1 inch or 1.5 inches difference. So you need to apply that. But for me, it's the same thing. Okay. And all these measurements, I took it over and over and over again to make sure that I'm getting whatever it is said, like the procedure of taking it. I made sure that I'm getting the procedures of taking those measurements. So you want to make sure you measure over and over to make sure you get yours also. Okay. So that is it for the drafting of the skirts. So like I said earlier, there is no contouring yet. I checked throughout the text. There is nothing about skirt contouring in the textbook. Okay, so maybe in a subsequent video, I'll create a tutorial on both contouring and penciling of your skirt, because all of that also determines how your skirt shape will turn out if you want to create that particular style. Okay, so let us go ahead. In the next video, we're going to go ahead and create this by cutting out on our fabric and joining and seeing how the final outcome is going to look like. I'll see you in the next video. Now that you have learned how to draft the front skirt pattern using the Helen Armstrong method, I'm going to see you in the next video challenge where we're going to be putting on this skirt to see how it fits to the body. You can also try out yours. Let's see how it looks like. You can use the hashtag Decode pattern with Maret so that I can see your post and engage in it. Remember, we continue to slay, to sow, and succeed. I'll see you in day 14. Bye.